Just 70 years ago, this place had no skyscrapers, no highways, no electricity in most homes, no running water, and barely any cars. It was a small, sun-baked town of mud brick houses on the edge of a creek, where people survived by fishing and by diving deep into the sea, holding their breath, risking their lives to find pearls. Most of the world had never even heard of it. Today, that same place is one of the most futuristic cities on the entire planet. It has the tallest building on Earth, man-made islands shaped like palm trees that you can see from space, indoor ski slopes in the middle of the desert, fleets of supercars, 7-star hotels, and a skyline that looks like something out of science fiction. Its name is known in every corner of the world. This is the story of Dubai, and it might be the most incredible transformation in human history, but here's what makes it so unbelievable. This wasn't a slow rise over many centuries like Rome or London. Dubai went from a poor desert village to a global superpower city in a single human lifetime. A grandfather in Dubai could have been born in a mud house with no electricity and lived to watch the tallest tower in the world rise from the sand right in front of him. How is that even possible? How did a struggling pearl diving village that once nearly collapsed into total poverty become a glittering city of the future? The answer involves a devastating economic disaster, a lucky discovery buried under the sea, a ruler who made a series of insanely bold bets, and one night when the whole dream almost came crashing down. So stay with me all the way to the end. This is Histalgia, where history comes alive. And this is the complete, astonishing story of Dubai. To understand the miracle, we have to go back to the very beginning. Long before the towers, before the highways, before anyone dreamed of a city here, people have actually lived in this region for thousands of years. Archaeologists have found evidence of ancient settlements dating back to the Bronze Age, of early peoples who fished these waters and traded along this coast. This was never empty land. But for most of its history, life here was shaped by one thing above all: the sea, and a narrow saltwater inlet that cut into the land, known as the Dubai Creek. That creek was everything. It was a natural harbor, a safe place for boats, and the beating heart of the community. And for centuries, the people who lived along its banks made their living in two main ways. The first was fishing, pulling food from the rich waters of the Persian Gulf. And the second, far more valuable and far more dangerous, was pearling, because long before oil, long before tourism, the Gulf was famous around the world for one precious treasure: natural pearls. Hidden inside oysters resting on the seabed, these pearls were worth a fortune, prized by the wealthy and the royal across Arabia, India, and Europe. And Dubai sat right in the middle of some of the richest pearl beds on Earth. So picture this town in its earliest days, a cluster of simple homes made of mud, coral stone, and palm fronds huddled along a creek, with wooden boats bobbing in the water. Life was hard, simple, and completely dependent on the sea. But this humble little settlement was about to be claimed by a family whose name would echo through the next 2 centuries, and who still rule Dubai to this very day. In the year 1833, a pivotal moment arrived. A group of around 800 people, members of a tribe called the Bani Yas, broke away and journeyed to settle at the mouth of the Dubai Creek. They were led by a man from the Al Maktoum family, and with that, the Al Maktoum dynasty planted its roots in Dubai, a ruling family that would guide the city from a tiny village all the way to the global stage, and whose descendants still lead Dubai today. Under this new leadership, Dubai began to grow, and its rise was built almost entirely on pearls. The town became a thriving pearling port. During the pearling season, hundreds of boats would set sail from the creek, packed with divers, and disappear out to sea for weeks or even months at a time. But I want you to really understand just how brutal and dangerous this work was, and because it's easy to say pearl diving and imagine something peaceful. It was anything but. These divers had no modern equipment, no oxygen tanks, no goggles as we know them. A diver would put a clip on his nose, grab a rope weighted with a heavy stone to pull himself down, and plunge dozens of feet to the dark seabed, holding his breath the entire time. Down in the depths, he would frantically collect as many oysters as he could before his lungs screamed for air. Then he'd tug the rope and be hauled back to the surface, only to rest for a moment and dive again. And again, dozens and dozens of times a day. The dangers were everywhere: drowning, shark attacks, burst eardrums, and crushing exhaustion. Many divers suffered permanent damage to their bodies and eyes. It was a harsh, punishing life. So let me ask you this: could you do it? Could you dive into the dark ocean over and over on a single breath, never knowing if the oyster in your hand held a worthless nothing or a fortune? For the people of Dubai, this wasn't a question. It was survival, and Dubai's leaders were clever. Around the turn of the 20th century, they made a decision that would shape the city's entire character forever. They welcomed traders by cutting taxes on commerce, turning Dubai into a free and open trading port. Merchants from across the region, from Persia, from India, flocked to the creek to do business. Dubai was becoming a bustling hub of trade and pearls, growing richer and more important by the year. It seemed like nothing could stop it, but something was coming that would nearly wipe it all out. In the 1920s and 1930s, disaster struck, and it struck from two directions at once. The first blow came from Japan. A man there had perfected a method of creating something new, the cultured pearl. These were pearls grown deliberately inside oysters on farms, produced cheaply and in huge quantities. Suddenly, the world didn't need to rely on dangerous divers plucking rare natural pearls from the seabed. The market was flooded with affordable cultured pearls, and the value of Dubai's natural pearls came crashing down. And then came the second blow, the Great Depression. As the global economy collapsed in the 1930s, the wealthy buyers who had once paid fortunes for pearls simply stopped buying luxuries altogether. The demand for Dubai's one and only treasure evaporated almost overnight. For Dubai, this was catastrophic. The pearling industry, the backbone of the entire economy, the thing nearly every family depended on, was destroyed. Boats sat empty, merchants left, and the town that had been growing so proudly was plunged into deep, grinding poverty. This was Dubai's darkest hour. People struggled just to find enough to eat. It genuinely looked like this little town might simply fade away and be forgotten by history. Think about how hopeless that must have felt. Imagine your entire town's livelihood, the only trade you and your parents and their parents ever knew, vanishing in the span of a few years with nothing to replace it. There was no oil yet, no tourism, no plan B, just a poor desert town on the edge of the sea, wondering how it would survive. So how on earth did Dubai come back from this? How did it go from this moment of near total collapse to becoming one of the richest, most dazzling cities on the planet? Well, the recovery would take a rare kind of leader. A man with a vision so bold that most people around him thought he was crazy. And he was about to change everything. That man was Sheikh Rashid bin Saeed Al Maktoum. And he is, without question, the founding father of modern Dubai. Sheikh Rashid looked at his struggling town and understood one crucial thing. Dubai could not rely on luck or on a single fragile industry ever again. If Dubai was going to survive, it had to become the greatest trading hub in the entire region. And to do that, he was willing to take enormous risks. His first great gamble centered on the creek, the very heart of the city. Over the years, the creek had become clogged with silt and sand, making it too shallow for the larger cargo ships of the modern world to enter. So Sheikh Rashid made a bold and hugely expensive decision. He would dredge the entire creek, deepening and widening it so that big ships could dock. It was a massive project for such a poor town, and he even had to borrow money to fund it. Many thought it was reckless, but Rashid was betting Dubai's future on trade, and the gamble paid off beautifully. With a deeper creek, more and bigger ships came. Trade boomed. Dubai was reborn as a commercial powerhouse, buzzing with merchants and goods flowing in from around the world. Rashid had proven that his bold vision could work. But the biggest game changer of all was still hidden, buried deep beneath the seabed. Because in 1966, everything changed forever. Oil was discovered off the coast of Dubai, and a few years later, in 1969, the first shipment of Dubai's oil was sold to the world. For a town that had known such poverty, this was a flood of unimaginable new wealth. But here's the twist that makes Dubai's story so different from its oil-rich neighbors, and it's the key to understanding everything that came after. Dubai never had that much oil. Compared to other places in the Gulf, its reserves were relatively small, and Sheikh Rashid knew they would not last forever. He is famously quoted with a saying that captures his entire philosophy, that his grandfather rode a camel, his father rode a camel, he himself drove a Mercedes. His son would drive a Land Rover, but if they weren't careful, his son's son could end up riding a camel once again. In other words, the oil money was a gift, but it was temporary, and it had to be used right now to build something permanent. So instead of simply sitting on the wealth, Sheikh Rashid poured the oil money into transforming Dubai at breakneck speed. He built a massive modern port. He constructed one of the largest man-made harbors in the world at Jebel Ali. He built dry docks, a modern airport, and a towering trade center. He was building the foundations of a modern city, laying down the infrastructure for a future that most people couldn't yet see. And soon, Dubai would no longer stand alone. In 1971, a historic event took place. The British, who had long held influence over this stretch of coast, were withdrawing from the region. And so the local rulers of the area came together to form a brand new country. On the 2nd of December 1971, 7 small states united to create the United Arab Emirates, and Dubai was one of them. Sheikh Rashid became a key leader of this new nation. Dubai now had the stability and unity of a country behind it. With this new foundation, Dubai's transformation accelerated, and in time, leadership passed to a new visionary who would take Rashid's dream and launch it into the stratosphere. Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, who leads Dubai to this day. Sheikh Mohammed had an audacious idea, an idea that sounded almost impossible. He didn't just want Dubai to be a successful trading port. He wanted to turn Dubai into a truly global city, a world-famous destination for tourism, business, luxury, and finance. He wanted people from every corner of the earth to know Dubai, to visit Dubai, to invest in Dubai. In a region many outsiders associated only with desert and oil, he wanted to build a shining, futuristic metropolis that would astonish the world. To do it, he made bet after bet after bet. He invested massively in aviation, helping build Emirates into one of the largest and most respected airlines on the planet, connecting Dubai to hundreds of cities worldwide. He created special free zones, business districts with low taxes and easy rules, to attract thousands of international companies to set up shop in Dubai. He poured resources into tourism and made it easy for this world to come. And then came the projects that would put Dubai on every postcard, every travel show, and every screen in the world. Because Sheikh Mohammed understood something powerful about human attention. If you build things that are simply the biggest, the tallest, the most luxurious, and the most jaw-dropping on earth, the whole world will stop and stare. And that is exactly what Dubai set out to do. What followed was one of the most ambitious construction booms in human history. Dubai didn't just build buildings, it built wonders, deliberately designed to amaze. First came a hotel that would announce Dubai's arrival to the world. The Burj Al Arab opened in 1999. Shaped like the billowing sail of a ship and standing on its own island, it was marketed as one of the most luxurious hotels ever created. So opulent that people began calling it a 7-star hotel, even though that rating doesn't officially exist. It became an instant global icon and a symbol of Dubai's extravagant ambition. But Dubai was just getting started. Next, engineers attempted something almost unbelievable. They decided to build brand new islands in the sea. Using millions of tons of sand and rock, they constructed the Palm Jumeirah, a gigantic artificial island shaped like a palm tree, covered in villas, hotels, and resorts, so large it's clearly visible from space. They even began building an entire archipelago of small islands arranged to look like a map of the world. Dubai was quite literally reshaping the coastline, adding new land to the planet. And then there was the crown jewel, the project that would make Dubai the envy of every skyline on Earth. In the heart of the city, they began building a tower that would shatter every record. When it opened in 2010, the Burj Khalifa soared to a height of 828 meters, more than half a mile into the sky. It didn't just become the tallest building in Dubai, or the tallest in the region. It became, by a massive margin, the tallest building in the entire world. And astonishingly, all these years later, it still holds that title today, the tallest completed structure on the planet, though a rival tower rising in Saudi Arabia is expected to finally overtake it later this decade. Alongside these giants rose the Dubai Mall, one of the largest shopping and entertainment centers on Earth, complete with a giant aquarium and an indoor ice rink. And yes, in a city where summer temperatures can soar to brutal, scorching highs, they built a massive indoor ski slope with real snow inside a shopping mall. Let that sink in. Skiing on real snow in the middle of an Arabian desert. So let me ask you honestly, of everything Dubai has built, which one amazes you the most? The tallest tower in the world? The island shaped like palm trees? Or snow skiing in the desert? Tell me in the comments. I'd love to know which Dubai wonder blows your mind the most. But as spectacular as all of this was, this breakneck spending and building was about to collide with a global disaster. And for a moment, the entire dream teetered on the edge of collapse. In 2008 and 2009, a massive financial crisis swept across the entire globe. Economies crashed, banks failed, and the world of easy money and booming real estate suddenly slammed shut. Dubai was hit incredibly hard. So much of its dazzling growth had been fueled by borrowed money and a red-hot property market. Now, with the global economy in freefall, property prices in Dubai plummeted. Construction projects ground to a halt, and most alarming of all, one of Dubai's biggest state-linked companies was staggering under a mountain of debt, billions upon billions of dollars that it suddenly could not pay back. For a tense period, the whole world watched and wondered, had Dubai flown too close to the sun? Had it built its glittering empire on a foundation of debt that was about to crumble? It was a genuine crisis. The dream of Dubai was, for a moment, hanging by a thread. But then, help arrived from a powerful neighbor. Abu Dhabi, the wealthy, oil-rich capital of the United Arab Emirates, stepped in with a financial rescue worth billions of dollars, providing the lifeline Dubai desperately needed to steady itself. And in a remarkable gesture of gratitude, when Dubai's record-breaking tower opened right in the middle of this crisis, it was given a new name. It had been known throughout its construction as the Burj Dubai. But on its opening day, it was renamed the Burj Khalifa, in honor of the ruler of Abu Dhabi, Sheikh Khalifa, whose support had helped save the city. To this day, the tallest building on Earth carries that name as a permanent reminder of the moment Dubai was pulled back from the brink. Dubai survived. It steadied itself, restructured its debts, and within a few short years, it was booming once again. The city had faced its greatest modern test and come through it. Today, Dubai stands as one of the most extraordinary cities in the world. It has become a global center for tourism, business, and finance, drawing millions upon millions of visitors every single year from every continent. It has hosted World Expos, welcomed people from more than 200 nationalities to live and work within its borders, and continues to unveil ever more futuristic projects, always reaching for the next impossible dream. And when you step back and look at the whole journey, it truly is staggering. In less than a single lifetime, Dubai transformed from a poor town of pearl divers and fishermen, a place that once nearly collapsed into poverty and vanished from the map, into a gleaming metropolis of record-breaking towers, artificial islands, and endless ambition. It is one of the fastest and most dramatic transformations any city has ever undergone in the history of the world. So I'll leave you with this question. Knowing where Dubai started and seeing where it is now, what do you think Dubai will look like 50 years from now? Will it keep rising, or has it reached its peak? Share your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. If you enjoyed this journey through the incredible story of Dubai, do me one quick favor and hit that subscribe button. Because here on Histalgia, we bring the greatest and most amazing stories from around the world back to life, one unforgettable tale at a time. And I promise you, you do not want to miss what's coming next. And now it's your turn. Which city, country, or story should I tell next? Comment down below with what you want to see. And if I choose your idea, your request could be the very next video here on Histalgia. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Histalgia, and I'll see you in the next story.